Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that we're just kind of thrown into the world and expected to know how to handle money? It's wild, right? We're supposed to manage one of the most important tools in our lives, but nobody ever hands us the instructions. Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are building the one thing that should have come with your very first paycheck, an operating manual for your money.
I mean, it's pretty crazy when you stop and think about it. Your new phone, that coffee maker on your counter, even a simple lamp, they all come with a little booklet telling you exactly how they work. But money, this powerful, complex thing that shapes almost everything we do, nope, you're just supposed to figure it out on your own.
And this just puts it in black and white. For gadgets, you get clear instructions, you get predictable results. But with finances, it's all trial and error, which, let's be honest, usually leads to some really costly mistakes. We're talking about racking up debt before you even know what hit you. So today, we're going to change that. We're building our own manual, starting with the absolute basics.
Okay, so where do we even begin? We start right at the beginning, with the foundation. In this first section, we're going to cover the essential rules that everything else in your financial life is built on. Think of these as the core principles that'll keep you on the right track no matter what.
All right, this first principle is a total game changer. It's a massive mindset shift that changes how you see everything. Ready? Money is not the goal. It's not the prize at the end. It's just a tool to build a life you actually want, a life with more freedom, more security, and more time to chase your passions. Once you really get that, every decision becomes so much clearer.
Now check this out. This is a super simple but incredibly powerful change. Most of us live by that top equation, the common way. We get paid, we spend money, and then we just kind of hope there's something left to save. The wise way completely flips that around. You get paid. You immediately move your savings aside, like it's the most important bill you have, and then you're free to spend what's left. It's a small change in order, but it makes all the difference. You're paying yourself first.
So how much are we talking about here? Our manual gives us a really clear, simple starting point. 10%. That's your first mission. Just aim to save at least 10% of every single paycheck. Once you get that down and it feels like a habit, you can start pushing it, maybe to 15%, 20%, or even more. The point isn't to feel deprived, it's just to consistently build that little pot of money that's going to work for you later on. Okay, so we've got our foundation set. We're paying ourselves first. We have a savings goal. Now it's time to talk about the accelerator. In this next section, we're going to get into the one force that turns those small, steady savings into some serious wealth. This is where your money really starts working for you. And trust me, it's a beautiful thing.
This quote, which they say came from Einstein, just perfectly nails what we're about to talk about. Compounding is like a force of nature in the world of money. It can either work for you, building your wealth like crazy, or it can work against you, making debt spiral out of control. Understanding this is the key to making sure you're on the right side of that equation.
So what is it exactly? Well, just picture a small snowball at the top of a really long snowy hill. As it starts to roll, it picks up more snow, right? It gets bigger, and it starts moving faster. Compounding is the exact same thing, but for your money. Your initial investment earns a return. Then, that return gets added to your pile, and the new, bigger pile earns a return. It's this amazing cycle, and the most important ingredient isn't a ton of cash, it's time.
And this chart right here, wow, this is what it looks like in real life. Take a look at investor A, who starts investing at 25. Now compare that to investor B, who just waits 10 years and starts at 35. Even if they invest the exact same amount of money every month, look at that difference in the end. Investor A's pile is way bigger. Why? Because their money had an extra decade to snowball. Every single year you wait is a year of growth you can never get back.
So you're saving. You get the incredible power of compounding. What's next? Well, now we have to shift our focus to the mindset you need to make smart decisions for the long haul. In this section, we're going to dig into the principles that will guide you through all the ups and downs you're going to face.
The brilliant Oscar Wilde probably wasn't a big investor, but man, he nailed one of the most important ideas in all of finance with this line. In the market, and pretty much in life, there's a huge difference between the price tag on something and what it's actually worth, and your job is to figure out that difference.
So what is the difference? It's actually really simple. Price is just the number. It's what you pay. Value is what you get. A smart investor isn't hunting for low prices, they're hunting for great value. Think of it like this. You can buy a cheap $10 t-shirt that falls apart after you wash it twice, or you can buy a high-quality $50 one that lasts for years. The price is higher, sure, but the value is way, way greater.
Oh, this is a trap that gets so many people.
As your income goes up, your spending goes up right along with it. A bigger paycheck means a fancier apartment, a nicer car, bigger vacations. You're basically just running on a treadmill, not actually getting anywhere. The wise move is to fight that urge. When you get a raise your savings rate instead. That's how you get off the treadmill and start walking down the path to real freedom.
And now we've got to talk about the dark side of compounding, high-interest debt. This quote just frames it perfectly. Debt, especially credit card debt, multiplies at a terrifying speed. It is a trap that's so easy to fall into and so hard to climb out of. Our manual is crystal clear here. Treat high-interest debt like a fire. Avoid it at all costs, and if you have it, putting it out is your #1 job.
So to wrap this whole section up, let's lock in 3 essential mindsets. First, the best investment you will ever make is in yourself. Your skills, your education, your health. Those things pay the highest returns. Second, ignore the noise. Chasing trends and hot stocks is just gambling. Slow and steady wins this race. And finally, keep it simple. Complexity is usually just a way to hide high fees. Simple, proven strategies are your best friend.
Wow, okay, we've covered a lot, from the basic rules of saving to the mindset of a smart investor. Now, in our final section, we bring it all home. This is where we go from just following the manual to becoming the architect of our own financial future. It's time to pick up the tools and start shaping your masterpiece.
Let's circle all the way back to that first principle. Money itself is not going to make you happy, but what it can do is buy you options. It buys you freedom. The freedom to quit a job you can't stand, to spend more time with your family, to walk away from a bad situation, to just live life on your own terms. That is the real goal here, and you can't put a price on it.
And this right here, this might be the most powerful idea in our whole money manual. Your financial situation right now isn't a life sentence. It's just a block of marble. It's full of potential. And you're the sculptor. With all the tools we've talked about, saving, compounding, making wise choices, you can patiently chip away and shape that marble into whatever masterpiece you imagine for your life.
You know, masterpieces don't happen overnight. It took Michelangelo 4 years to paint the Sistine Chapel ceiling. Your financial masterpiece might take decades, but every single choice you make, every dollar you save is another deliberate brushstroke. So the question isn't really if you can do it. The only question left is this: you have the manual now. What masterpiece are you going to create?